Jason Tatum last night, brothers and sisters. Let's talk about it.
Thank you.
Epic collapse. This is what's wrong with the Celtics. This is why we don't believe in them moving forward past what we see now. This mentality, this crumbling of them that just happens for no reason at all is why we don't trust them. That's why Jimmy Butler sees them and says, nah, I don't care what number y'all are.
All right, let me talk about this for a second, Stugotz, because if you did not see, I believe the Miami Heat do not have a lineup that has played 80 minutes together this season. Like if the NBA is about storylines and how things build, like the way this season has gone right now, where Boston is clearly better than everybody, but there are nights like last night where you're like, oh, that's the thing that's going to end them, that they've got a 22-point lead and Tatum goes 1 for 9 in the fourth quarter, and then they're going to get a call reversed at the end of the game on instant replay and they lose by a point. I don't want to trust that team. I don't trust those guys to be tough, but they've been overwhelming. They've won all month. They win by double digits all the time on average. And people don't trust them because they think Jimmy Butler's tougher. Like, if you want to get right down to why it is that Boston fears there, it's like, well, when we had Marcus Smart, that was tough, and we can match Jimmy Butler with tough. But now we traded him for Porzingis, and now when it comes playoff times, it's not going to be about Grant Williams. Is Grant Williams going to get in somebody's face? We've got no bench. We've got these guys.
Excuse me?
And I'm not sure.
Al Horford is there.
That's all they've got on their bench.
Right,
This makes me think back. Like, this is a consensus. One of the most, like, everyone is saying this is the team to beat in the NBA this season, yet we think they're mentally weak. Have we had this kind of situation since, like, LeBron in the Big Three? At the beginning of that, they were consensus best team, but everyone was still questioning whether LeBron could win the big one.
Aren't we overreacting to a single loss?
Yes.
I know Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing.
We're looking back
last
at the playoffs the last couple years.
It's a bad loss, but it's also a look-ahead spot. They play Denver next on the road.
Kelsey bobblehead night.
Yeah.
It was a whole
I'm doing
thing.
what
There's a
you
lot
guys
going
do
on.
to your teams, like you do with the Mets and the Jets.
Right.
I see my team. I love the Celtics, and I see them like, this is why we don't trade Marcus Smart. This is why we at least keep a puppy in Grant Williams, because we need someone that can shake them.
I understand that, but with football, there are 16 games. I don't do it with the Mets. There's 162 games. Football, those games are so valuable that, yes, game to game, I'm doing that with the Jets.
Okay,
this is one game of 82. They've won most of their games.
Stugotz, we need a reason to care during the season, and all Juju is saying is if you have confirmation bias about this team, last night gives it to you again. You can give us all the perspective you want. Yes, they've won for a month straight. They're clearly better than everyone else in a way that Stan Van Gundy says already. I'd be shocked if they don't win the title. And what looks to me out west looks overwhelming, 1 through 8. I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, those are all good teams. But no, Boston's been better than all of them, playing everybody and swamping them. But this criticism, and I didn't think I'd see it in the modern age. I really didn't, because I objected the other day when Charles Barkley said of some team, who did he said somebody was mentally weak. I think he said it was the Celtics. So now the story starts, right? Anthony Davis is weak. He doesn't play all the time. That's what we bury him in. The Celtics, you guys are very comfortable saying, because you've seen him lose game 7s at home, even though Tatum was hurt in the last one. He didn't even get to play in it. He just fell on his ankle. Now you're like, no, Tatum, you can't be best in the league. I don't believe you're best in the league until you get to the top of this sport, because in the fourth quarter, you're not going 1 for 9. And I'm getting haunted by a box score that says D. Wade hit me for 20 in the fourth quarter. And I'm scared of everything related to what D. Wade says in a box score.
Right. Fadeaways after fadeaways, fallback jumpers out of bounds. Brother, you are almost 7 feet tall. Take it to the hole. That's the thing I want to see out of my superstar. Drive when your shot ain't falling. Go to the paint, bro. They don't even follow their shots. What is happening in today's NBA? I watched Michael Porter Jr. shoot 10 threes last night and not follow one shot. Come on, guys.
No killer instinct on that team. No killer.
I hate that as analysis.
I know, but it's true, Dan.
So headed into last night, the Celtics were 364-0 when leading by 20 points in the fourth quarter.
They were due.
They are great. That team is great. And everyone's still waiting around for, they'll shit the bed. They'll fold up. And I'm like, I can't believe that this is what the analysis is. Do you know how hard it is to be what Jason Tatum is? Like, Jalen, that team is so much better. Drew Holiday, who Amin called a corpse, by the way.
Right. Talk about it.
No, I mean, this is amazing. Drew Holiday has been an unselfish. We forget Giannis didn't do anything until Drew Holiday got there. Now he goes to this team, and you're telling me they're not tough enough. Don't tell me that guy's not tough. Don't tell me Drew Holiday can't be the tough that Marcus Smart was and a better player. Because you had Marcus Smart around. Everyone said this to us, Stugotz. Marcus Smart is what leads that team. It hurts. His hair is green. He's the soul of the team. But he was just there to lead, and then they trade him so that, hey, Tatum, Jalen, you want to lead?
Were you at all wondering how Billy just pulled that right out of his
I was.
364-0 fourth quarter lead?
Since 97, 98, I believe.
It was on the television screen on Get Up.
That's true. Stole it straight from Get Up.
I mean, was I amazed that a fact came from that room that was helpful? You guys are all amazed by a producer producing.
I gave you killer instinct. What do you mean?
So Billy at the top of the
You
game.
weren't wondering how Billy knew that so
No,
quickly?
I was
Real Hoopers know,
I was
guys.
surprised that Billy wasn't interested in any way, but that he was helpful was the surprising part.
Crazy collapse.
The Celtics just need to do something cool and tough one time because the dunk contest didn't help my boy Jaylen Brown out at all. And Jason Tatum came out and threw the ball. They just need an image makeover, and I'm patiently waiting on it.
Isn't Derek White their kind of gritty, tough guy? Isn't he the guy?
He's been great for them.
He's been averaging more blocks than Giannis.
And he's Derek White.
But he's not an enforcer. We need a Draymond Green. We need someone who says no, not tonight.